Hey up everyone, UFC 311 just took place, so let's talk about it. Now guys, I'm not going to beat around the bush, I'm just going to head and admit what is fact. Islam Makhachev is a lightweight GOAT. I think that's quite fair to say. I know people are going to use it against him, it's Renato Moicano on short notice, but that's not his fault in all fairness. And the way he was able to dispatch Moicano was just... What can you really say? That's exactly what should have happened, and he went out there and did it. Sometimes stuff like that can go really tits up, and it didn't. Moicano just got him. Moicano was out of there in the first round. You know, it looked like Moicano may have dropped Islam. I knew it was a slip. It just looked too... It didn't look flush enough to look like an actual knockdown. So, yeah, and he confirmed on comms that, yeah, it was a slip and not an actual knockdown. Islam, first time he shot for a takedown, he gets it, and then just gets, I believe it was a Darce choke, and Moicano had no other option than to either go out or tap, and he chose to tap, and I don't really blame him in all fairness. But I'm going to be honest, it does suck that we didn't get to see the rematch between him and Arman, because I do believe Arman would have been a harder challenge for Islam Makhachev compared to a 24 hours notice Renato Moicano. That's very obvious. I still think that Islam Makhachev is just simply on a different level compared to all these other lightweights. You know what I mean? Like, I think even if Arman was in the octagon with him, I think Arman would have got submitted as well, or at least like maybe he would have got finished via knockout, TKO, submission, however it would have been. I think Arman would have got finished against Islam Makhachev. I just feel like he's just in a different league. Like, he's just completely in another league compared to all these other lightweights. And I feel like he shows that in these fights that he's been having recently. But we also had a unreal fight for the co-main event between Merab Dvalishvili and Umar Nurmagomedov. And Merab, oh my god, this was a great fight. The first two rounds went to Umar, in my opinion. I've seen some people give the first round to Merab. I think Umar won the first round and the second round. I can't remember which round he hurt Merab. I think it was the first one. I had it quite close, and then Umar cracked him with like a feint. He threw a feint knee, switched stance, landed the 1-2, and it was beautiful. And like wobbled, visibly like wobbled. Merab was like, yeah, well, that's definitely winning the round. Thought he won the second round. I can't remember what really went on in the second round. And then in the third round is when the tide started to change. Merab just didn't slow down and kept coming forward. And you could just see Umar was just slowing down a tad bit, whereas Merab, he's used to that pace and just wouldn't stop going. Followed through with the fourth round, and then in the fifth round, just, oh my days, caught Umar with a big shot. And then was just really, I'm going to be honest, he was kind of taking the piss towards that last minute. And I've seen so many like Khabib, Umar, Islam fans, I'm going to categorise them as one, because let's be honest, we are all saying, oh, you know, Umar got robbed. No, he didn't. No, how did he get robbed? That was the most clear 3-2, 48-47 I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, it was so clear 3-2 for Merab, a clear 48-47. I don't know how you could... I feel like there was more of an argument for 4-1, 49-46 for Merab than there is an argument for Umar winning it all. Like, those last three rounds, Merab went and won quite convincingly, in my opinion. And I was saying before this fight, whoever wins this fight, I feel like will run the bantamweight division for many years to come. And now that just sets it for me. Merab's going to win. He'll be the champion for many years to come until he retires or moves up in weight. You know, Umar can come again, and you know, he'll have a good crack at it, I believe. But I can't really make an assumption of how a rematch will go, considering Umar's going to have to win at least 2 or 3 more fights in order to get back in that title picture, in my opinion. And I just feel like that was a Merab against the UFC. That wasn't Merab against Umar, it was a Merab against the UFC, Umar and the UFC, because it seemed like they were trying to do what they did to Aljo, you know, force him into a quick fight, and they forced him into a quick fight in a sense, and Merab still came out of it on top. So all credit to Merab. That's probably the most entertaining Merab fight we're ever going to get, so I was enjoying it a lot. I thought it was super fun. Merab like showing off as well, the crowd were getting behind Merab, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, great co-main. We also had an absolute banger between Yuri Prohaska and Jamal Hill. What a banger. I don't know what else to say. This was back and forth, but it was like back and forth, but Yuri was like in control overall. Like the first round was quite close, but I think Yuri was still winning it. I think it was obvious to tell that Yuri was winning it, and then he dropped Jamal Hill anyway. The second round was still quite close and contested, but I'd still say everyone would agree that Hill was winning, getting the better exchanges. And then that third round, Yuri just switched it up and was able to land the big bombs, landed a nice right hook, dropped Hill, and then just finished it off with ground and pound, and it was beautiful to watch. I loved this fight, you know, two big, schlangy, meaty men trading blows, and what I liked about this fight, you could see them both actively looking for counters. I love that sort of fighting where both fighters are looking for counters, and you could see it many times with both of these two, landing big shots, back and forth. That was my type of fight, and I feel like this fight will be a fight of the year contender come the end of 2025. Very soon to say that, I know, but it was just unreal and just everything you want in a fight. We now get to the fight that no one really wanted on the main card, and that was Jolton Almeida versus Sergey Spivak, and that was actually not a bad fight. Now, it wasn't great. It was like a typical heavyweight fight, but it was like an ideal typical heavyweight fight, if you understand what I'm saying. Spivak had a moment, Almeida had a moment, both traded a bit. Almeida got the better of it and got the finish in the first round. That's how ideally you want a heavyweight fight to go. Bit of a back and forth, bit of them having a bit of success, and the finish comes in the first round when they're not blowing out the arse and looking like utter dog shit. I didn't mind it. I thought Almeida would win. I'm happy with that. I want to see Almeida get a big fight next. Give him Cyril Gane. That makes a lot of sense in my opinion. You know, give Cyril Gane to Jolton Almeida. I think that'll be a great fight. You know, hard fight for both of them, and I'd really be interested in seeing that fight, if I'm being completely honest. And the final talking point, I know there's plenty of other talking points, but I want to save that for maybe another video throughout the week. But Kevin Holland and Reina Derrida, I wanted to finish off with just talking about the main card really. Kevin Holland and Reina Derrida. I predicted Reina Derrida, and he got it done and made it look simple. People keep on picking Kevin Holland for some of these fights, and what people don't understand, he's just super inconsistent. He does have skill, he does have talent, but it's like his mindset, like he's like, oh well, I'm making money and all that. It's like a way to cope, in my opinion. I like Kevin Holland, most people do, but it just feels like a way to cope for him not being better than what he is. You know what I mean? I feel like if he had a better mentality, maybe he'll be able to push himself more and to achieve a lot more, but he just doesn't have the mentality for it. Like every time he fights a grappler, he pretty much loses. I can't remember the last time he beat a grappler, but you know, lost to Brunson, lost to Vittoria, lost to Hamzat, lost to Reina Derrida, lost to Roman Dolidze. You know, he's lost several times to grapplers now, and he's just simply Mr. Inconsistent. Like, I don't know what's next for him, but Reina Derrida, fair play. Who does he fight next? I haven't really looked at the rankings. This is all just brainstorming. I was thinking maybe like the winner of Brendan Allen and Anthony Hernandez, maybe Reina Derrida versus Paulo Costa. That would be a very good matchup actually. So there's a couple of options there for Reina Derrida. Would love to see what he does next. But yeah guys, UFC 311, the main card absolutely delivered. The prelims were a bit hit and miss, some misses, some hits, just how it goes sometimes, but the main card, the main part, and it delivered. So overall, I'm happy because it was a great way to end the night, or morning should I say, because I'm in the UK. But what did you guys think about UFC 311? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.